Now, a Hutch's weather update with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson, brought to you by Robert Gibb and Sons.
I am here joining you this afternoon on a soggy day as promised. Here's a look at the latest radar. The green boxes you see through the entire central part of North Dakota are some flood products, flood advisories and watches from the National Weather Service office. Continued rainfall there has produced some ridiculous amounts of rain, and if you've seen the pictures, they're out there. But let's take a look at the very latest to get you caught up on what you need to know as you get ready to head home from work. If you have a comment, drop it for me on the comment section below here. Live on Facebook. You can watch anytime on hutchesweather.com as well to catch up with the very latest. See the big batch of yellow here. This is a very heavy rain, kind of this comma shape to it here. This is a little bit of a low pressure center working its way into the Devil's Lake Basin right now. This batch of very slow-moving rain is dumping copious amounts of water. A little bit of lightning developing with this system into the central Dakotas. So you're looking here at that Kidder County area and into Stutzman County where we have some heavier showers. These will be pushing into southern Barnes County here in the next few moments. Cheryl, thanks for joining on Hutch's Weather. All right, the Fargo area seeing some showers a little bit heavier to our south and east. Let's go ahead and take a look at this heavier batch of showers here. Wilkin County just moving out of the Wahpeton Breckenridge area, heading up towards Barnesville right now. Pelican Rapids seeing some heavier showers. None of this is severe, just some garden variety showers taking place right now. Now to the west, I do want to point this out. If you're traveling on I-94 through the capital city, Bismarck, we have a flood advisory in place there. And the National Weather Service has this in effect for over the next hour. Portions of Morton and Burleigh County there where Bismarck and Mandan are located receiving ridiculous amounts of rain. Radar estimates last night were very high. I will show you the latest update on that too. And I do believe that those estimates of rainfall were pretty good with this system because it did not have a lot of hail with it. Now, a lot of that rain fell just north of the I-94 corridor, and that is going to come down the Missouri River channel as we go through. But we are more concerned about that urban flooding that's taking place out there. So keep that in mind. Here is a look at this. And I want to show you some rainfall measurements from across the region here. So bear with me while I load that up. I had it loaded up and then it closed on me. So I apologize for that. Sometimes my clicker on the old mouse here gets just a little bit excited. Okay, here we go. This is a look at the rainfall amounts. This is from my friends at the North Dakota Agricultural Weather Network. Now, this is a 2-day total where you see the greens here. This is measured inside rain gauges, and you can see there are abundant amount of rain gauges posted out in western North Dakota at this network operated by the state climatologist's office at NDSU, and just a little bit of rain in the northwestern corner of North Dakota. But you get down in that Bismarck area, 2.62 inches fell at Bismarck's airport. But remember, I said most of the estimated rainfall fell in northern Morton and northern parts of Burleigh County. Well, we did get 3.25 in the gauge there. Look at the Kidder County area there, not far from Steele, 2.90 inches of rain there. Then as we look off into the valley, things are just getting started here. How much will we get? Let's answer some of those questions right now. Back to the radar we go, though, for a quick view of the showers that we have. And I want to point out the storm total precipitation estimates. The rainfall that you saw on that last image from the North Dakota Agricultural Weather Network was a 2-day total. Check these ridiculous totals out for storm total precipitation estimates by the Doppler radar. And this has erased the rainfall from last night, and this is just today. Last night, right here north of the Bismarck area, radar estimates were upwards of 6 to 8 inches of rainfall. That's right, 6 to 8 inches. Thanks, Sandy, for watching. Joanne, good to have you on from Bemidji. And Sandy in Dorset, good to see you as well. And Bernadine watching from Hawley. How much is all this color on the map? Look at the crosshairs here, and right in the center of the crosshair, that's estimating 1.58 inches of rain. Now, so in the Bismarck-Mandan area here, where we do have that flood advisory in effect right now, we have 26/100ths at the airport there, but just get north of town on 83, and those ramp up to 1.26 inches of rain and more. So this is on top of the ridiculous amounts that fell last night on the order of, let's say, 3 to 8 inches of estimated rain in that area. So there has been potentially some areas that have gotten over 8 inches of rain. Now, as we slide out through Burleigh County and into Kidder County here, we see that those numbers do drop off for today, but here's the showers that are just now crossing through the Stutzman County area. They'll be heading into Barnes County, producing upwards of 2.62 inches of rain. When we look at the Mayville radar here, let's pull that up, and now we can start to see what's been moving through parts of Stutzman County, over 1 inch of rain with that. And here's what's moving up into the FM area out of South Dakota, where we do have some areas picking up estimates of around 1 inch of rain. So a few tenths to 1 inch of rain under these showers that are pushing in towards and north of the Barnesville area that we just showed you. Looking at the radar now down in South Dakota, check this out. I'll go ahead and look at the reflectivities here. And you're going to see a line of a few thunderstorms starting to form out here off to the west of Lake Oahe by Mobridge, out to the west. We're talking Dupree to McLaughlin, South Dakota. Those thunderstorms are fairly strong. Thanks for your report, Brittany Thomas, saying it's a current downpour right now in the Jamestown area. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the implications on the forecast here, though. That's what this is going to be about. And I'll open this up to your questions. But again, we're worried about flooding in central parts of North Dakota. It's already ongoing in some areas out there. If you happen to be driving out that way and you're unfamiliar with roads and you see a road covered with water, do not try to cross that road. Now, there's a lot of rain that's going to continue all the way through Thursday night now. Let's go ahead and look at the forecast timing of the rain showers for you on a model. So I'll go ahead and load that up for you now. Give me one moment and we will pull that data up. Here we go. Okay, so now we're going to load a high resolution model. I'm going to load this one up, and let's see here. I think I'll pull it back to this most recent one. And here's our rain showers right now. So let's get a look at the timing, and I got to turn the clock on for you here. So bear with me while I get that going. Okay. Here you go. For the 2 o'clock hour, showers and thunder showers will be roaming through the central part of North Dakota and pushing off to the east. But watch what happens. I'm going to zoom out on this, and then we'll zoom it into particular areas. Here is how this system continues as we go into the drive time and beyond. Notice the showers pushing into Lakes Country, garden variety showers, nothing too strong, but areas of heavy rain begin to develop where we saw those thunder showers in South Dakota. So anywhere along and south of Interstate 94, there's going to be bands of very heavy rain developing as we go into your evening hours. These push into the Red River Valley by the time we get to 8 tonight. So between 8 and 10 will be our best chance at some serious accumulations into the overnight. Scattered showers of rain will be a little lighter up in the northern portion of Minnesota the way it looks this evening. But there's a low pressure system here that's going to stall. Showers and thunderstorms rumble through the eastern Dakotas into western Minnesota. Some of these could be fairly stout down to the south. Keep that in mind, but this is 1 o'clock in the morning, so if you're walking the llama outdoors at 1 in the morning, make sure you bring the raincoat because your llama could get soggy, and nobody likes a soggy llama. Now, as we head off, well, I like soggy llamas, but it's no fun when they walk inside the living room and they shake off. So take a look at this. Scattered showers push mainly into Minnesota overnight, quieting down. So this storm system will be over for the Bismarck area, over for parts of central North Dakota as we go through the late evening tonight and through the overnight. And it sets up shop right here in the Northern Valley. The heaviest of the rain heads off to the Twin Cities first thing in the morning. This is 7 a.m. for your Thursday. As we wind it through, though, you're going to see this spiraling area of low pressure continue to bring bouts of rain showers working their way in, and it looks like another cool and blustery day. Some of these showers could work their way back into the central part of the Dakotas, but by and large, it does look like an eastern third of North Dakota event as we go through, adding more rain to the hopper out there as we go through. So that's a look at this high resolution model. Now what we're going to do, and that's the timing of the showers for your area. Thanks so much, Jody, for sharing stars. How about Roseau, Hutch? How much? We need some rain, says Todd. Let's go ahead and take a look at this forecast rain amount. This is a forecast model, and I want to go through this with you, and then we'll look at one more model to kind of get a feel for what's going on, and I'll give you my hypothesis of why the forecast looks the way it does. But let's go ahead and take a look at the rainfall total precipitation for this storm system as we carry this through the end of the time that this model goes out to. So let me go ahead and drag that out to the end. There it is. Now, look at this. And when I put on the potential rainfall amounts, it's going to show some pretty interesting features here. First thing, Hutch's pencil showing Indeed, we will have a chance for some areas of very measurable rainfall up in the northern part of Minnesota because that system parks overnight and stays there for most of the day on Thursday. The main event tonight into the early overnight hours will bring eastern North Dakota and Lakes country a band of some pretty heavy precipitation. Exactly where it falls, though, is going to be questionable. I'll show you why when we get to those other models. Let's go ahead and take a look at your Roseau County question, though. We'll zoom into your area. And if you have an area you want me to zoom into, why don't you drop a comment here and we'll zoom into how much rainfall this model says may happen. And as we take a look at the crosshairs, that's the number that's above here. So let's go in and look at that Roseau County area. So as we drift through Roseau County, most of the county here picking up a few tenths of an inch in the light green. So we have a chance at seeing anywhere from 0.2 of an inch to a good 1/2 of an inch or more across much of Roseau County with these showers moving through. But as is the case with any thunderstorms, we're not going to see everybody get rain. It can rain heavy on one side of town and not on the other. This is potential, so keep that in mind. Roseau, the area itself, some areas in Roseau County could get over an inch of rain according to this, but it won't be everywhere. As we look into the Kitson County area, some could get gully washed by this. There's a potential for over 2 inches of rain. Detroit Lakes, Kay, and Pelican Rapids. Let's go ahead and go down to Detroit Lakes as we take you in. I'll show you what this highlighted area means. Stick around for that, Fargo. Stick around for that, Moorhead. Stick around for that, Ada and Monoma. Now let's go ahead and go down to the let's see, Detroit Lakes area. Okay, so here's Wadena. Here it is. Okay, Detroit Lakes. So Detroit Lakes, notice most of Becker County here in the lower lighter shade of green. 1/10 to a 1/2 of an inch is going to be likely for some, but not all areas as these showers pass overhead. It just depends on where the thunderstorm passes over. Now, going down towards Pelican here for you to answer your question as well. Let's go down and say, Sam, it looks like in the Pelican area, or if you're going to be camping out there at the big old Green Lake area or Star Lake area, Lake Lightout on 108 there by the big fancy state park there. Beautiful conditions, a few tenths of an inch, not too bad. Some of you will get over 1/2 of an inch of rainfall in that area. Now, let's take a look at this. Brainerd, Baxter, same thing goes for you, but look at this. Baxter, a little bit heavier, a little bit of a band setting up here as we go through. This is not by morning tomorrow. This is by Thursday night. So that clears up. This is all night tonight and all day tomorrow. So a look at that. So now we look at the 1.5 inch or so. So some areas in the Brainerd Lakes area could get over an inch of rain the way that looks. Now look at this ridiculous nonsense here. Remember when I was telling you that this model, then last night I said the models are starting to show some ridiculous amounts. This is 24 to 36 hours out, and it's picking up highlights of spots that could get over 4 inches of rain. So let's put it this way. I am not forecasting 4 inches of rain for Fort Ransom State Park, but a line of showers in southeast North Dakota will move through the Red River Valley, and wherever that may roam, we're going to see some very heavy rainfall potential amounts. So will Fargo get 1 to 2 inches of rain? No, that's not what I'm saying, but where those storms set up and train over the area one after the other, we're going to get a narrow area that could get some ridiculous rainfall amounts. And the timing for this heavier band will be late tonight and through the early overnight hours. Then we'll get more dashes of rain through the area. Northwest Barnes County, Beth, let's see what that says up here. So in the northwest corner of Barnes County, we're going to see a few spots that get upwards of an inch of rain. Maybe that's even happening already because we saw the rainfall estimates down in Stutzman County down here already at 2 inches of rain. So that's what's going on there. And now let's see what else. I'm looking for other towns here that are being asked for here. Okay. All right. And, okay. So somebody's asking about Euclid. Okay. So Euclid, let's go over here to Polk County here. It looks like in Polk County that we could see a portion of the county. It looks like the eastern portion on this model could get some areas of over an inch and maybe even over 2 inches where you see the yellows here. there's a chance that a few spots could get over 2 inches of rain in parts of Polk County, Red Lake County, and up towards northern reaches of Beltrami County. Look at that guzzler up there. So this is a look at one model. Now, what we'll do as promised, we'll take a look. Andy, I hope that answers your question. Let's go ahead and take a look at one more model here, and we'll do that, and then we'll sign off for this update, and I will have one more look at the radar with a little bit of timing information once again. But thanks for your questions. You all are the most goodest. Thanking you very much. And again, if you do have photos of your rain gauges later throughout this event, please take the time to upload those photos. Tell me exactly where you're measuring this, where your measurement was taken, and that will go a long ways towards helping us see what's going on. Now, I'll look at another model. I'm going to load this up. We're going to change the model out here, and we'll look at one other model. This will give us a different perspective of the rainfall potential with this. Let's go total, and let's go through Thursday night. Okay. Notice the difference? There is some difference here. Let me just say this. This model is showing rainfall amounts here in the central part of the state and heading into the Red River Valley counties, where we're going to see a few areas getting over an inch of rain. And it does punch into northwest Minnesota now, whereas last night it didn't. Again, the best chance for these heavier showers in northwest Minnesota likely will come in the early morning hours tomorrow and throughout the day, as that low pressure system parks up there and produces bands of rain, not rain all day, all the time, but bands of rain swirling about that low pressure center. Lower amounts picked out on this model for the Brainerd Lakes area and up into the Walker area. We'll still see a few tenths of an inch potentially, but again, there'll be some spots that get missed. Look at this. You see that number there as we look down towards Aberdeen? And again, I tell you, don't pay attention to the numbers, but here's what this means. This means that in the bands of heavy rain that's set up right now, tonight, and into the early overnight hours that will be moving our way, we're going to see some narrow, heavy bands here with over 4 or 5 inches of rain. That's what you need to know. There's going to be some ridiculous amounts of rainfall, and it's going to be working its way through the Southern Valley and into the Red River Valley. We could see another band of potential heavy rain, and this looks more widespread here, right? You see this big blob of red. Not everybody's going to get over 2 inches of rain, but certainly some more widespread rain out in that particular area is possible. Let's see, what else am I getting? Okay, we're getting more questions for rainfall amounts here, but let's go ahead and all right, let's take a look here. Yeah, and then, well, if you take a look here on this particular model, if you happen to be in Otter Tail County or Becker County, that seems to be a pretty sharp cutoff. And that's fairly similar to what we were seeing on the other model with the look ahead. Now, do you want to look at one more model? Let me ask and see how many people are still with me. If you're with me and you have a question, drop it in the comment section. Otherwise, I'll wrap this up and we'll bring you some coverage. But I did say I'd leave you with the radar. So while I wait for a few of you to respond, let's go back to the radar. And now let's take a look at what's going on right now. Once again, in case you missed it, flood advisories for central parts of North Dakota. Thunderstorms developing south and west of Fargo. And those heavier showers will be drifting over us as we go through the overnight hours. Wow, you're welcome, Bonnie. Indeed, it looks like a soggy soaker on the front porch of many as we go through the overnight tomorrow and overnight tonight and into the day tomorrow. So the rain showers you see now are getting heavier in northern parts of the Wilkin County area and southern parts of Clay County. These will be drifting into Lakes Country right now, into the Detroit Lakes area. So some of you were asking about, will it be a washout for the car show in Detroit Lakes? And I said I didn't think the heavier rain would get here until later. Well, the heavier event, the main event, is going to be later, but there's going to be showers for all of you out heading out to the Detroit Lakes cruise night there. What a beautiful event. What a beautiful venue, of course, that city. Magnificent. But tonight, the car might get a little bit on the damp side. This looks like this rain is going to last for quite a bit of time here. See how wide it is? And if you look at the motion that it's moving in here, let's go ahead and put the loop up for the last hour or so, and you'll get a chance to see that this whole wide swath of shower activity will be drifting over the Detroit Lakes area as we go through the evening. So Hutch was wrong. And I thought maybe we'd have a chance of this not developing right over Detroit Lakes, but that's not the case. So that's what's going on there. The heavier band and the main line is setting up here in southeast North Dakota and along the I-94 corridor, and that's going to continue drifting across the area as we go into the evening. Looking at the Aberdeen radar, you can see there are some sharp thunderstorms developing off to the west of the Missouri River Valley. That is a look at your weather. I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. It's been a cooler day as well. We're expecting a nice little stretch of cooler weather the next 2 days, and then we're ramping up into some real good weather as we go into the late week and weekend ahead. Nathan, good to have you on board. So thanks for joining me. I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. That is a look at your weather. Remember, you can always upload your photos and get the very latest in your weather in your location by logging on to hutchesweather.com. I invite you to visit and drop your comments to me here on my broadcasts, or let me know what you think, what you'd like to see, and we'll get that taken care of. Thanks so very much. Have a wonderful afternoon, and we'll